Okay, so it is actually a pretty nice day out today, but not much going on, so I thought I'd just make a video of the wood stove again. Got a new trick that I wanted to show you that I've actually researched a little bit. I found out by accident, but then I researched it to make sure I wasn't doing anything wrong. So you'll see here that I have a creosote stain here. At least I think you'll see that. And so what has happened is a piece of wood fell up against this and stained it, and you can see the streaking from the fire that went up it. Happens regularly. So in the old days, I used to clean that with a wet towel and some ashes. It's a good trick. It works perfectly, actually. But you're just constantly rubbing it and rubbing it and rubbing it, trying to get it clean. So the other day, the window was a little hot, and I saw a piece of dirt on it, but I didn't realize how hot it was, so I took my sock and I rubbed it, and it glued the sock to it. So I tried something, which I'll tell you about here in a minute, but first of all, let's, before we get into that, let's get the ashes out of here. I do this every time. Now, I know a lot of people just run their wood stoves, and in a tiny house, you just can't. You know, non-stop. You have to let it cool off. I mean, I started this 4:30 this morning. Here it is, 1:30 in the afternoon, and I'm just now starting it again. So, you know, what are we at? 8 or 9 hours. So now I'm going to use walnut because it's not very cold in here, and it's not very cold outside. It's probably in the high 30s, low 40s, somewhere around there. So we'll use walnut. The reason I say we're going to use walnut, if I can find the right size here, is walnut doesn't burn as hot as oak. So when you look at your wood, oak burns, I don't know, 30 million BTUs or something like that. It's a crazy number, 31 million BTUs per cord of wood. Whereas walnut burns, I don't know, let's say 18. It's significantly lower BTUs per cord of wood. And you can, it's a markable, noticeable difference when you're using walnut and oak. I can wake up in the morning, put a load of walnut in, let's say it's 62 degrees in the house, and I'll have to throw a few more pieces in after the initial set burns down. But if I use walnut, I can load it up at 62 degrees inside the house, and it will be a comfortable temperature, or maybe even a little warm after it all burns down. I don't have to add any more. So it's significant difference. So, I mean, I've talked about in the past that I don't know if we'll always use oak. It does cause less work cutting oak, but it also gets very hot in this house using oak. I don't know if I have enough walnut to actually make this work. I might have to use some oak or go back outside and get some more walnut, which, since I'm making a video, I don't think I'm going to go back outside. Use some of these smaller pieces that I can find here. And it's only 69 degrees in the house right now, so there's no reason to use oak if I don't need to. Other than, like I said, I'm making a video, and I don't think I have enough walnut here. So we'll use some thin pieces of oak to kind of top off the top here. See, thin, just to kind of top it off. Definitely don't want anything too hot. Then we can go back to the longer pieces of walnut. And that did it right there. That worked. Okay, so I want to show you this trick. So like I was telling you, I burned a sock onto the window and I had to get that sock off. So I took the torch and I just kind of heated it up because I knew that would melt the sock. I just had to be careful. Now the thing you have to realize is the window is not glass. It's ceramic. Very fragile. It doesn't take hardly anything to break this. But it can get up to 1200 degrees in temperature. Now, the torch can get hotter than 1200 degrees, so you got to be careful with that. But maybe I'll get a light so we can see how this works. It's easier to see with the light on, especially when it's dark outside. It's like it almost looks like right when you do it that it's covered in water and you're evaporating the water. So I Googled this morning and I wasn't doing it correctly, but this is an actual trick that people use. So you want to warm the entire window before you just concentrate onto that burn stain right here. Make sure that you can see the burn stain. So we'll try to get, I don't know if you're going to be able to see it in the camera, but we'll try. See, you can see it disappearing, like evaporating the water. And then you just kind of, again, you don't want to leave it in one spot too long because it'll get too hot. But it is going away. What it's doing is it's actually burning off the material. Now, if we ran the stove long enough, this is pretty thick, so it's going to take a few seconds to get it off. This would burn off automatically with the wood stove, but since we don't burn it off, we don't run it that long, then we have to do it this way. It's a self-cleaning window if you leave it running long enough. See how that's completely gone now? Again, you want to heat the whole window so there's not a stress. If you're heating just one spot, it's going to stress that side out while the other side is cool. You're going to have a temperature difference. So I'm glad that I did this on the video today because that shows you. I normally don't have to do it this long, but since that wood had fallen down on there and those two spots, shows you how easy it is. And then we just come over here with the torch and light the wood stove. Oh, I didn't put any kindling in it. I'll have to do it this way. I got distracted. I should have put kindling down there in the middle. Then all I got to do is take the torch and just hit that and the flames pop up. I kind of messed up. That's alright. We'll make this work. And this gets the chimney to heat up really fast with this torch. It's the best method after what, 5 or 6 years of being in this house now? I guess 4 years. I don't know. It's the best method of getting the chimney hot, where we don't get a lot of creosote built up on the windows or on the chimney. This torch has been terrific. I know there are people out there who just say, you gotta use newspaper, but what they don't realize is nobody makes newspaper anymore. Okay, so we'll let the chimney warm up a bit. And then we'll get the window closed up a little so that sparks don't fly out into the house. Now, you'll see some streaking there. That's just from me using a wet wipe. and it didn't clean, you know, I didn't get it dried off very good, but as far as the creosote, that's gone. It really worked well. I'm surprised how well that worked. And I know everybody loves me making videos in front of the wood stove, but I am always disappointed when I edit the video how different the colors look in the video compared to what they look like in the stove itself. This looks blurred a bit compared to what that looks like. There's just not a lot of definition in the camera. You can see the flames, but you can't see the shadowing of the flames and the blueness. When I close the window and the smoke rises up, I don't know even if you can see the smoke. But right now, since the window is open, there's smoke coming up off right over here. Well, when I close the door, that smoke turns into blue flames because it hits the reburners up here at the top, and that reburner burns the smoke. And you just can't see that in the video. It's pretty in the video, but definitely not as pretty. And the thing is, I got like a, what is that, 5K or some darn thing camera. I mean, it's pretty high tech. So who knows how to get that beauty out of it. I guess it's, you know, spectrum of light. That's the only thing I can think of. The camera can only pick up certain spectrums. So now what I'm going to do now is I'm going to come up here to the chimney. And if I can see, I can't keep my hand on that. It's too hot. It'd burn me. So now I know the chimney is ready, so I can shut the door. And the reason you wait until the chimney's hot is because heat rises. So cold air falls, heat rises. So the chimney is cold. It's going to hold the heat down. You see how it dimmed down? I don't know if you can see that in the video or not. It holds the heat down so you don't get that rush of air coming in. The more the chimney warms up, the bigger this fire will get because you're introducing more oxygen into the wood stove. But right now it's kind of muffled. But that's one of the reasons you have those reburners. While it's being muffled like that, all that smoke, because it was so hot before I closed the door, is now died off. All those flames has died off, so now it's creating smoke, and you get those blue flames over there. Again, I know you can't see it, but they are there. In this case, right here is a little purplish, kind of like a purple tone. Now there, you can see that drifting off over there. So the hotter that chimney gets, the faster that fire will start to build. A lot of people put cooling condensers and stuff on their chimney to get the heat, because they say all that heat's going out the wood stove. You're losing all that heat. Well, okay, so you're losing heat out of the chimney, but you're also not getting as much heat because you're cooling it. So I think the cooling of the chimney, you know, trying to blow that temperature off the chimney, is actually causing you to have less heat in the house. Thing is, Home Depot sells those like you're supposed to have it on there, and you really shouldn't. It will cause a creosote problem because your chimney is too cold to burn it off. You want that chimney to stay hot. Okay, so I guess that's all I can teach you today on the wood stove. So if you click this up next box to take the video over to my other channel, I appreciate it. Go check it out. So hope I can inspire you. Stay warm so you can live your dreams. Thanks for watching.